Hello everyone, myself Swati Halunde. Today we are going to discuss about analog circuit, that is linear application of op-amp. Along with that, 6 or 7 application of the op-amps are involved in your syllabus. Apart from that, today we are going to discuss about instrumentation amplifier. Now let us see about that. Introduction. In a instrumentation amplifier, that instrumentation amplifier itself indicates that instrumentation amplifier is used to many more applications for the instrumentation purpose. Just see, many industrial and consumer applications require the measurement and control of physical conditions. For example, measurement of a temperature and humidity inside a dairy plant to accurately maintain the product quality, or precise the control of the temperature of the plastic furnace to produce a particular grade of the plastic, etc. For that purpose, that instrumentation amplifier is used. Here one example is taken related to dairy application, and there we are going to using that instrumentation amplifier. Along with this introductory part, these changes in a physical condition must be converted to a electrical quantities using transducer. That means transducer itself indicate that what is the definition of transducer. Transducer can convert electrical energy into the mechanical energy and mechanical energy into the electrical energy. Depending upon that, these physical conditions are converted into the electrical by using transducer and then amplified. Such amplifiers which are used to amplify the signal to measure a physical quantities are commonly known as instrumentation amplifier. That means electrical energy is converted into that mechanical energy, and mechanical energy is converted again into electrical energy. For that conversion purposes, we are going to use that one amplifier. That amplifier is nothing but instrumentation amplifier. The input to an instrumentation amplifier is the output signal from the transducer. That means whatever the output introduced by the transducer, that is transducer is used for the conversion of a input, that is a electrical to mechanical, mechanical to electrical, and electrical to original. That transducer output is connected to that instrumentation amplifier. The transducer is a device which converts one form of energy into the another form, as I told you. Most of the transducer outputs are of a very low level signal. Most of the transducers are having very low level signal. Along with that, hence before the next stage, it is necessary to amplify the level of the signal, rejecting noise and the interference. The general signal ended amplifiers are not suitable for each operations. For the rejection of the noise, amplifiers must have high common mode rejection ratio. That means for any kind of a system, whenever we want to introduce a very little bit noise, then there is for the system very high common mode rejection ratio maintenance should be there. The special amplifier which is used for such a low level amplification which with high common mode rejection ratio, high input impedance to avoid loading is an instrumentation amplifier. The instrumentation amplifier is intended for precise low level signal amplification where high input resistance, low noise and accurate closed loop gain is required. Also, low power consumption, high slew rate and high common mode rejection ratio are desirable for good performance. Then requirement for the good instrumentation amplifier. What are the requirements are involved for the good instrumentation amplifier? Just see here. An instrumentation amplifier is usually employed to amplify low level signals, rejecting noise and the interference signals. Therefore, a good instrumentation amplifier has to meet the following specification. Here for the good instrumentation amplifier, the following specifications are required to get the amplified output. What are these specifications? Just see here. First specification related to good instrumentation amplifier is finite, accurate and stable gain. That means gain which is introduced by any kind of a system should be finite, accurate and stable gain. Since the instrumentation amplifiers are required to amplify very low level signals from the transducer device, that means as we discussed earlier, what is the input introduced to that instrumentation amplifier? That input is nothing but output which is introduced from that transducer, and that output is a device is a very high and a finite gain in the basic requirement. The gain also needs to be accurate, and the closed loop gain must be stable. Then the second requirement is a easier gain adjustment. That means gain adjustment strategy or gain adjustment provision related to that instrumentation amplifier is the easiest one. Apart from a finite and a stable gain, variations in the gain factor over a prescribed range of values is also necessary. The gain adjustment must be easier and precise. Gain adjustment must be easier and precise related to that instrumentation amplifier. Along with this, third requirement is a high input impedance. The input impedance for any system related to instrumentation amplifier is having very high value. To avoid the loading of an input source, the input impedance of the instrumentation amplifier must be very high, ideally infinite. That means input impedance should be ideally infinite, as we discussed for the ideal op-amp characteristics. In that, input impedance is also infinity. Along with it, the requirement for the good instrumentation amplifier involves some more parameters, that is a low output impedance. That is the output impedance of a good instrumentation amplifier must be very low. Initially it is a 0. As we discussed, it is again similar to that ideal op-amp parameters, characteristics of that ideal op-amp. To avoid loading effect on the immediate next stage, high common mode rejection ratio. That is a high common mode rejection ratio. Again, this is parameter similarities along with that ideal op-amp characteristics. Just see, the output from the transducer usually contains common mode signal when transmitted over long wires. A good instrumentation amplifier must amplify only the differential input, completely rejecting common mode inputs. Thus, the common mode rejection ratio CMRR of the instrumentation amplifier must be initially infinite. That is similar characteristics related to ideal op-amp characteristics. Then high slew rate. Again, it is a similar to ideal op-amp characteristics. A slew rate of the instrumentation amplifier must be as high as possible to provide maximum undistorted output voltage swing. It will be introduced as maximum undistorted output voltage swing. Then there are 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. That means instrumentation amplifier designing purpose are different, and what are the components or how many op-amps are used for the designing of the instrumentation amplifier. Depending upon that, one type is introduced here, that is a 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. In that shortly or little bit I want to tell you that here we have used 3 op-amp for the construction of instrumentation amplifier. Now let us see. The most commonly used instrumentation amplifier consists of 3 op-amps in this circuit. A non-inverting amplifier is connected to each input of the differential amplifier. This instrumentation amplifier provides a high input impedance for exact measurement of input data from transducers. The circuit diagram of an instrumentation amplifier is as shown in the figure below. Just see what is the circuit diagram of instrumentation amplifier. As we told earlier that this is a circuit diagram related to 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. Just see here I have connected 3 op-amp. This is op-amp number 1, 2 and 3 along with the resistor R1 and R2, and R gain resistor is connected across this. This is a variable resistor to vary whatever the input and output introduced by that op-amp number 1 and op-amp number 2 is adjusted by using that variable resistor, and along with each circuit supplementary with R3 feedback, and here we get that output, and V1 and V2 is applied to non-inverting terminal of the op-amp. That means it is applied to positive terminal of the op-amp. This is a type of a 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. Then derivation and simplification related to this. Just see, The op-amp 1 and 2 are the non-inverting amplifier as I told you, and together form an input stage of instrumentation amplifier. The op-amp 3 is a difference amplifier. That means it will be introduces a difference in between whatever the input connected by the op-amp number 1 and op-amp number 2. Op-amp number 3 will be introduces difference between the output of that op-amp number 1 and op-amp number 2. That means it will be placed as a difference amplifier. That forms the output stage of the instrumentation amplifier. Then along with that, working of instrumentation amplifier. The output stage of instrumentation amplifier is a difference amplifier whose output V out, that is the output voltage, is the amplified difference of the input signal applied to its input terminal. As I told, that is a whatever the output introduced by op-amp number 1 and whatever the output introduced by that op-amp number 2, op-amp number 3 will be performed on that difference amplifier working, and it will be introduces a difference between the two output of that op-amp. If the output of the op-amp number 1 and the op-amp number 2 are V01 and V02 respectively, then the output of the difference amplifier is given by V out is equal to gain into differential input voltage. For the gate, it is considered as for an inverting amplifier. For that purpose, for the feedback in the place of feedback resistor, R3 resistor is connected here. For that purpose, here R3 divided by R2 is taken instead of RF divided by RF1. This is a gain formula related to inverting terminal of the op-amp, and differential input is nothing but input provided to both the terminals of the op-amp, that is a non-inverting input minus inverting input, that is V01 minus V02. The expression for V01 and V02 can be found in terms of the input voltages and the resistor. Consider the input stage of instrumentation amplifier as shown in the figure below. Just see here the input stage. For first op-amp, V1 is connected to non-inverting terminal of the op-amp, and for second stage also the input is connected to that inverting terminal of the stages. For that purpose, V01 minus V02 is considered as for a differential voltage gain. This is the input stage of the instrumentation amplifier. Along with this working of the instrumentation amplifier continuation, the potential at node A is the input voltage V1. Hence, the potential at node B is also V1. From the virtual short concept, thus the potential at node G is also V1. The potential at node D is in working of instrumentation amplifier continuation. The input voltage V2. Hence, the potential at node C is also V2. From the virtual short concept. By using that virtual ground and a virtual short concept here, simply what they indicate that by using that virtual ground concept, whatever the input voltage introduced for that op-amp is approximately ideally equal to 0. For that purpose, voltage is 0, then current introduced from that circuit is also 0. Just they want to say here like this. That is identically the current to the input stage op-amp is 0. Therefore, the current I through the resistor R1 and R gain and I R1 remains the same. Applying Ohm's law between the nodes E and F, what we get, what that Ohm's law says is that current is equal to voltage voltage divided by resistance. Then what is the voltage introduced by that E and F node? That voltage is nothing but input terminal difference, that is a V01 minus V02 divided by what is the R terminology, R1 plus R gain plus R1 by using this circuit diagram. Then what about that current simplification? Here is R1 present and here is R1 present. R1 nothing but 2R1. By modifying that equation 1, we get I is equal to V01 minus V02 divided by 2R1 plus R gain. Since no current is flowing through the input of the op-amp, because of by using virtual ground concept, what it introduces the output voltage is equal to 0. For that purpose, output current is also equal to 0. That is 1 and 2, the current I between the nodes G and H can be given by I is equal to Vg minus Vh divided by R gain is equal to V1 minus V2 divided by R gain. This is equation number 2. Then there are some advantages of 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. Just we are going to see one by one. This is the first advantages of 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. What it says, just see, the gain of 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier circuit can be easily varied and controlled by adjusting the value of R gain without changing the circuit structure. That means the gain is adjusted by using without changing the structure. It can be easily adjusted. This is the first advantage for the 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. Along with this, second advantage is the gain of amplifier depends only on the external resistors used. Hence, it is easy to set the gain accurately by choosing the resistor values carefully. The input impedance of instrumentation amplifier is dependent on the non-inverting amplifier circuit. In the input stage, the input impedance of non-inverting amplifier is very high. The output impedance of instrumentation amplifier is the output impedance of the difference amplifier. That means it will be introduces the difference in between that is op-amp number 1 and op-amp number 2, as I discussed earlier, which is a very low. Along with this, the common mode rejection ratio of the op-amp is 3, is very high, and almost all the common mode signals will be rejected. Along with this, the transducer bridge instrumentation amplifier, the resistive transducer bridge is a network of resistors whose resistance varies due to change in some physical conditions. For example, thermistors change their resistance with temperature, and light dependent resistors change their resistance to change in the light intensity. Along with this, by making such a bridge as a part of the circuit, it is possible to produce an electrical signal proportional to the change in the physical quantity being measured. Along with this point, advantages of 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier, there are some few also advantages point I have mentioned here. That is such an electrical signal can be amplified and used to monitor and control the physical process. An instrumentation amplifier can be constructed with a transducer bridge connected to one of its input terminal as shown in the figure. Just see here the bridge, transducer bridge is used for the op-amp number 1, op-amp number 2, and here op-amp number 3 is connected. By using that bridge, for the bridge RA, RB, RC and RD resistors are connected. This is a bridge, nothing but transducer bridge. Then what effect is introduced by using that transducer bridge? Just see advantages of the 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier. Along with this, that transducer bridge is involved. Let the resistance of the transducer device in the resistive bridge be RT, and the change in its resistance be delta R. That means whatever the resistance value goes on changes, that resistor value changes is mentioned by the letter delta. The effective resistance of the transducer device is RT plus minus del R. The resistive bridge is supplied with a DC voltage, that is a VDC is the supply voltage related to that resistive voltage. When the bridge is balanced, that is at some reference conditions of the physical quantity, bridge measured we get VA is equal to VB. That means whatever the output voltage introduced by the transistor, op-amp 1 is equal to VA, and whatever the output voltage introduced by the transistor 2, op-amp 2 is a VB. Then both the values related to voltages are same. That is a VA is equal to VB. Then what we get? RA VDC, RA plus RT is equal to RB VDC, RB and RC. RA, RB, RC are 3 resistors connected for the bridge formation of the transducer. Under this condition, the differential input to the instrumentation amplifier is given by, as we know very well, in previously we discussed that is a voltage, that is A terminal voltage is equal to B terminal voltage, that is a VA is equal to VB. For that purpose, the differential voltage is nothing but difference between 2 terminal voltage. Then here VB minus VA we can take, or VA minus VB we can take, both they having same value. For that purpose, the difference between the 2 input voltages is equal to 0. Thus, the output of the amplifier is 0. Consequently, the display device connected at the output displays the reference value of a physical quantity being measured. Along with that, advantages of 3 op-amp instrumentation amplifier, just see, thus the output of the amplifier is a 0. Consequently, the display device connected at the output displays the reference values of the physical quantity being measured. The reference condition is generally chosen by the designer and it depends on the device characteristics of the transducer, the typical of a physical quantity being measured and the type of the application. When there is a change in a physical quantity being measured, the voltage VA will no longer be equal to VB. This is because the resistance of the transducer device changes from RT to RT plus del R, that is a variable resistor value is also mentioned here. Along with these advantages of 3-terminal op-amp, just see, this produces a differential input for the instrumentation amplifier and the output of the amplifier will no longer be 0. The resistance, that is what is the resistance connected for the bridge formation, that is RB and RC are the constant and hence the voltage VB remains same as before, that is VB is equal to RB divided by RB into VDC divided by RB plus RC. But the voltage VA changes due to change in the resistance of the transducer device and is now given as VA is equal to RA VDC into RA plus RD plus delta R, that is a variable resistor. The differential voltage that is mentioned by V difference is given by V difference is equal to VB minus VA. Then along with that, again continuation with this point, that is the advantages of 3-terminal op-amp instrumentation amplifier. Just see, if all the resistance in the circuits are chosen to be same value, that is for the bridge formation circuit, whatever the resistance we have used, that is RA is equal to RB is equal to RC is equal to temperature resistance, that is RT is equal to R. Then what happened about that differential voltage equation? Just see, V difference is equal to R into VDC divided by 2R minus R VDC divided by 2R plus delta R. Along with this V difference, R VDC is multiplied with the 2R plus delta R minus R VDC divided by into 2R divided by 2R into 2R plus delta R. Again we are simplifying that V difference, that is R is a common factor in each and every term. For that purpose RVDC we are taking common out from this equation, that is RVDC is equal to what is the remaining here, 2R plus delta R minus 2R divided by what is remaining, 2R divided by 2R plus delta R. Then differential voltage output is becoming that V differential is equal to delta R into VDC divided by 2R plus delta R. Along with that, if the value of V difference is a positive, it indicates that VB is a greater than VA, because we are taking that differential output voltage by using the formula VB minus VA. For that purpose, it shows that VB is a greater than VA. The output of the instrumentation amplifier is given as V0, that is the output voltage is equal to R3 divided by R2 into differential voltage. That is the output voltage is equal to R3 divided by R2 multiplied by delta R, that is a variable resistance, along with the VDC divided by 2 into bracket 2R plus delta R. As the change in a resistance, that is a delta R, that is a variable resistance, should be very small in comparison with 2R. So V0, that is the output voltage, can be written as V0 output voltage is equal to R3 divided by R2. Again this is again related to inverting terminal of the op-amp, that is a RF divided by R1 like this. Delta R is a variable resistor divided by 4R into VDC. This is a bridge formation equation related to instrumentation amplifier. From the above equation, it can be noted that the output depends on the change in the resistance, that is a delta R. The display can be collaborated in the terms of the units of the physical quantity being measured. Along with that, the instrumentation amplifier along with a transducer bridge can be used in a wide variety of applications, where we are going to use that transducer bridge instrumentation amplifier just here. These applications are generally known as a data acquisition system. At the input stage, there is a transducer device that converts the change in the physical quantity into electrical signal, and electrical signal is a fed to an instrumentation amplifier. The amplified signal is then fed to display device, which is collaborated to detect the change in the quantity being measured. That means that the transducer instrumentation amplifier is used for the data acquisition system for the conversion of any kind of a signal into electrical and from electrical to original format of the signal. Along with this, here some examples related to that instrumentation amplifier. Just see here I have used temperature controller sensor. Just see here the bridge formation is used. Here the temperature controller sensor is connected. Along with this, the temperature controller sensor is again feedbackly connected towards the relay and heating unit. Towards that our whatever the bridge is formed here, for the bridge that temperature controller sensor is connected. Then what is the description related to that circuit? Just see here, a simple temperature controller system can be constructed using a thermistor, as the transducer device is a resistive bridge as shown in the figure of above. That means this bridge which is formed there, that bridge is nothing but resistive bridge. For that resistive bridge, what happens? The resistive bridge is kept balanced for some reference temperature. For any change in the reference temperature, the instrumentation amplifier will be produces an output voltage, which derives the relay, which in turns on off, that is on or off the heating unit, thereby controlling the temperature. Along with the temperature controller, just see here, a simple temperature controller system can be constructed using a thermistor as a transducer device in the resistive bridge as shown in the figure above. Just I have told. Just see here, it is when the resistive bridge is kept balanced for some reference temperature. For any change in this reference temperature, the instrumentation amplifier will be produces an output voltage, which derives the relay, which is in the terms of on off the heating unit, thereby controlling the temperature. Another example related to that instrumentation amplifier is the same circuit can be used to detect the variation in the intensity of light. That means, so whatever the circuit introduced by that instrumentation amplifier is again used for the detection of light intensity meter, that is a LDR, light dependent resistor. The bridge is said to be balanced condition in darkness. When the light falls on the LDR, that is a light dependent resistor, its resistance changes and unbalances the bridge. This causes the amplifier to produce a finite output, which in turn derives the meter. Okay, this is all about our instrumentation amplifier. I hope you understood very well. Thank you.